Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of City Hall Live. I am coming to you live from the new addition at ATC Gym and Science and Music Facility. With me right now, we have a big show for you, by the way, teachers and principals, and that's who we're getting to first. Susan Lumley, the principal of ATC. What does ATC mean, Susan?
It's the Academy for Technology in the Classics, a charter school here in Santa Fe.
Awesome. That's great. And you guys have been around for how long?
We were one of the first charter schools established in New Mexico in 2000. And we started off at the National Guard Armory. And then after 9/11, we were moved to the Chavez Center. And then in 2006, the facility was built for our school. But because of Hurricane Katrina, the prices skyrocketed and we weren't able to finish out our building.
Gotcha.
And now we have a new addition.
That's crazy. So you guys have been now the new addition, what it is, it's a brand new gym.
Yep.
Science facility and music facility, correct?
And a commons area for students to eat lunch.
That's great. So how was it before?
Before, all of our science classrooms were just in 700 square foot classrooms. There were no water or gas or any type of lab situation. For music, we had marimba and acoustic Americana. They were all in a little room. And then we had to practice basketball at Nino Otero or some other facility.
And kids had to eat outside.
That
type of thing.
Absolutely.
And when it got cold, kids were eating inside in the hallways, things like that, right?
Well, we have outdoor hallways. They were sometimes eating inside classrooms. But most of the time they eat outside.
So let's go through the process of this. When you got it through bond money. Now, who sits down and determines, hey, we need this, this is a priority, we only get one shot at this, we want to make sure we get it right. How did that all work out? How did that all play?
Well, the state requires you to do a facilities master plan, a 5-year master plan, and we did that in 2012. And our priority was just what we have here is the gym and music room and science labs. Then the next process is going to the CRC, the Citizens Review Committee at Santa Fe Public Schools, and asking them, these are our priorities, and they gave us $6.5 million for this addition.
That's pretty awesome. So broke ground when? About over?
Oh, it was just a year ago. We broke ground August 15th. And we were in August 15th.
That's pretty awesome.
That was awesome.
And we're in a gym right now. We're on the stage, performing arts stage, right? So you have a performing arts little stage here, center for people, for when people want to come in for the Christmas pageants or for the school play or something, right? Which is pretty cool. And then you have an amazing gym facility here. Nice court, bleachers, Wi-Fi. You guys are ready to go.
We are, and I think we did a really good job of designing this and getting the most bang for our buck, you might say.
Yes, absolutely.
Because our bleachers will come out and seat our entire student body, but they do come out over to the basketball court, but then you can pull them back and have enough for 250 fans to see basketball. So we just really, I think, did a good job with the amount of money we had.
Yes, no, absolutely. And also parking facilities too. Right outside of the gym. You don't have to park in the front and then travel through the school to get to the gym. You can park right by the gym because you have a new facility, parking area, and people can come right in and go to the game, correct?
We had a gravel driveway.
Yes.
And now we have another entrance for our buses. Frequently we'd have parents and the buses collide. And now we have the buses on another driveway, and it's just really making for a much safer arrival and dismissal time.
That's great, and we're gonna have your couple of science teachers on later on, and the music and gym teacher too here as well, just to talk about what it was before and how it is after, and how it looked. So now that you have this, what's the next thing on the drawing board for you guys?
Well, we have a draft of our next facility master plan that will be for the next 5 years. Currently, our track and soccer teams have to travel to practice. Our track team goes to the Indian school, and our soccer team plays at one of the elementary schools. So that'll be next on our agenda. With climate change, none of our classrooms are air conditioned, so we'll be asking for that.
For an HVAC system?
HVAC system.
There you go.
It's been pretty brutal this fall.
Oh, I bet you.
And so that's the next request for the next Go Bond 2020.
That's great. Also, and I just want to give a little bit of props. I know you guys had a cross-country team, right? That were state champions a couple
Yes,
years ago.
and we're predicted to be this year as well.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Good things going on over here.
Awesome.
Susan, I know we hear the marimba band in the back, the famous marimba band, ATC marimba band,
Yes.
playing, and that's great to hear these things going on in this building because it's being used for what it was built for, correct?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, and good luck, and hopefully you have an open invitation to come back anytime.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming to ATC.
Yeah, no problem. And we'll be right back with some teachers.
Hello, I'm Parking Enforcement Officer Carmela Garcia, here to show you how to use our pay system at the Water Street parking lot. First, find a parking space. Next, take a picture of your license plate. Go to one of the parking pay stations. Push the power button and enter your license plate number. Insert payment to purchase time. You can also download the Park Mobile app and pay with your smartphone. Staff is available during peak hours to assist, or visit our website at santafenm.gov/parking.
Welcome back, folks, to City Hall Live, and with me right now is the biology teacher, Jennifer Ferguson, and the chemistry teacher for ATC, David Kriegshauser. Kriegshauser. There you go. Okay, so let's talk about this. I know that, I've met you guys before, and I know that going into your classrooms previously, they were just regular classrooms that were kind of made into, or forced to be made into science rooms, right? So let's start out. We'll start with you, Jennifer. How was it for life before teaching biology here?
So I've been here 9 years, and when I first arrived at ATC, we didn't even have a dedicated lab space. And years after that first year, we retrofitted a room so that it was a regular classroom, that we added some portable lab tables, we piecemealed some lab equipment, and 4 to 5 of us shared the lab space for 400 kids.
Oh, wow.
So we would have like a checkout, we're gonna be in the lab this day or that day. It was incredibly crowded, and not conducive for really doing expansive science.
Yeah. And you teach AP, right? Were you teaching AP back then too as well?
I was, and it was a challenge.
Okay.
Some of the more challenging labs with equipment that we either didn't have or didn't have the space for, we did the best we could, and it was good, but now it's just going to be so much better.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so let's talk about now. What is it for you now as far as how does that open up your curriculum as a biology teacher, AP biology teacher too at that?
So now we have many more opportunities to expand and enrich things that we were already doing. So I can push the kids, we can do more critical thinking, we can do more problem solving, and we have new equipment, so we're not worried about whether this is going to work or not work, or do we have that. So it really is going to make a big difference.
So when you and you could, David, you're getting kind of a preview of this because I'm asking the same questions, but how was it for you? What was the first thing you thought of when you saw the plans and you said, now I can do this? What were you excited about? What was the one or two things that you were really, really excited about that you weren't able to do before that you're able to do now, that you were just thinking, now I can do this?
More labs.
Okay.
I'm not having to share. So I can set up a lab, leave it set up, let kids work at their own paces, and be able to work one-on-one on kids and not worry about whether or not another teacher needs that space in a limited amount of time.
Were you guys involved in kind of the planning of it? Like, did they come in and say, hey, what do you guys think we need to do here to make this right for you? How was that?
So the administration really made it a point that music and PE and science was involved in the planning process because we're the ones that are going to be living in the spaces.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of input, and it's been great.
That's great. That's awesome. All right, David, how about for you? How was life in the chemistry biz? You AP chemistry teacher too as well?
Just regular
chemistry. How was it for you before and after?
Okay, so before we had a 700 square foot classroom, and now it's about 11 or 1,200 square feet. So it's basically twice as big. It's got a student seating area for lecture, reading, doing things like that, and then a full lab area in the back. Before, I would have to go get equipment and bring it from the one designated lab that 5 science teachers shared down to my classroom to give a demonstration. I wouldn't bring enough equipment for 6 groups. I'd haul enough equipment to do one demonstration for everybody to observe.
Yeah.
And nowadays, they'll come into the front half of the classroom and get the content part of the lesson for a half an hour, and then we'll all move to the back of the classroom, which is good for kids to get up and move and change their scenery a little bit anyways.
Yeah.
And then everyone can participate in doing the incredible work of chemical reactions.
Would that be the first thing that you probably, when you saw the redesign and that you were you'd be able to do that? Was that the one thing you were excited about?
Oh yeah, and our new classrooms have so much storage, and we were able to stock them with new equipment.
Yeah.
When I came into this school, I had inherited the old chemistry equipment, and it was pretty pieced together and had gaps in it. And so I was able to put in my dream order and put together a real chemistry lab, and we're doing hands-on chemistry on a daily basis now.
Did you get a brand new periodic table, like real fancy one that you could put on the
That's
wall?
the least of it.
Oh, okay.
I got the incredible chemicals that mix together and make the bright colors and the big flashes and
That's great.
yeah.
That's awesome. So with that, I guess you guys moving over here, that also left some space open in the school as well, right? So I bet you there were some teachers that were really excited that they'd be able to inherit classroom space, right, from you, because now you're on your own wing, your science division, if you will, right?
That's right.
So what's the future like for your guys' programs? What do you guys think? You think there's going to be, how is this going to, what are you looking at in the future in your programs?
Well, certainly we hope to offer AP chemistry.
Okay.
Right? We've never been able to do that because we didn't have the facilities. And now we have that, so we're looking forward to moving towards that.
Is there a demand for AP, especially here at ATC for
At
that?
ATC, there sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids want it. They're always asking, when is AP chemistry going to come? I want to take it.
So how long do you think until that happens?
Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Next
that's great.
school year.
That's great. Do you guys have to get like certified or something like that, or do they just kind of, there's some kind of process you have to go through? You can't just say, hey, let's do
Well,
chemistry.
we had to have the proper facility
That's
in
right.
place,
Uh-huh.
and we weren't quite sure if it'd be ready to roll out right when the school year started.
Gotcha.
And so we said, let's wait till we can definitely start a school year with the proper
So
facility.
that brings up the question too, when you're looking at the designs that come in to you as staff and you're saying, okay, we got to make sure that we're going to be able to get AP certified, our facility can handle that, right? That's something you guys think about.
Right, and certainly safety too.
Yeah,
I mean, you want to
safety.
be able to,
That's
to
right.
offer experiences that are safe and productive.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, awesome. Thank you guys for coming. I know we're going to go later on to get some B-roll that we're going to show during our interview, just of the new facilities and so people can look at it. But thank you for taking the time and come on and be a guest on our show today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
right. Thank you.
We'll be back shortly.
Reduce plastic waste by using water bottles.
Reprocess waste materials in a new way.
If you don't need it and it's unsustainable, refuse it.
Don't toss it, reuse it. Go green or go home.
Welcome back, folks, live from ATC's new wing of their school. And with me right now is the music teacher, Eric Carlson, and the gym teacher, Mike O'Connor. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having
Yes, and Eric, we've been hearing all the great stuff going on behind us throughout the show. Good stuff. You guys have like a famous marimba band, right?
That's
it's
right, yeah.
It's like famous in the community. It's probably famous in the state. You guys have performed all over the place. But you guys have your new music room. What does that mean for your program here, your music program?
Oh, it's great. It's great. We have a lot more space now, and when we have more space, what I find is that we can all be more organized. We can be more efficient. Things in storage are less likely to get broken, and I find that I, as a teacher, am just more relaxed when I'm not tripping over things. When when we have space to move and when everybody's comfortable, it just makes a better learning environment.
So before, you guys were in the main building in a regular classroom, not designed, the acoustics weren't designed for music. Is it better for you now that you're separate from the rest of the building as far as the regular classrooms, you're in a more acoustical friendly environment?
Yeah, I think it's good that it's not disruptive of the other classes that were nearby me, and so it frees us up to play music as much as we want to.
Was it like that before, where you had to only between 2 and 3 can you do actual marimba, right?
Well, occasionally there were conflicts when we'd have to keep it quiet.
I gotcha. Now, so what was the most exciting thing that what was the one thing you were most excited for when you saw the new plans and to get yourself into the new classroom?
I'm excited for the space.
That was the big thing
for the
for you?
abundance of space and for not being cramped.
That's awesome. Future, what are you looking at? What are the things that you are looking at forward to doing now that you're in there? Besides what your regular curriculum is, what's one thing that you're looking forward to getting to?
Well, one thing we have in there is we have a practice room for students. It's got a glass wall, so I can send, say, advanced students into the practice room to work on advanced projects, and it's got a little bit of sound separation from the glass wall there. And so they can work on things in there while I work with other students in the main room, and it just frees me up to differentiate a little bit between the maybe beginners and more advanced students.
That's great. Mike, let's get to you.
Yes.
Huge. We're standing now in a gymnasium, and you are a gym teacher.
Correct.
So before, you did not have a gym.
Did not.
So you were...
We were on a field, which this building is now on.
Okay, so let's talk about that. How was PE for you before the gym?
Right. I always enjoy being outside, but the winters, this is my 6th year, and the winters were rough.
Yeah.
Especially for first and second period. It can be 20 degrees out and...
Snowing?
Oh, very much so, windy, and our students are motivated and want to go outside, but it can hurt sometimes.
Yeah.
So with a new building, we do have the option to come inside when the weather is not favorable.
Gotcha. When they brought the plans to you to kind of oversee it, what was one thing you wanted to make sure about the gym for you that you thought was a necessity?
Right, the storage facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One aspect is that we don't have adequate storage in regards to PE equipment, and now we do, which is exciting. Organizing the space, making it easier to take things in and out.
Have you already had your first PE class in here?
Today.
Okay, how was that?
Next period.
Oh, it's next period? This is the first time?
It is. My first period prep, second period. So they're going to be in here in about 5 minutes. 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be done by then. That's pretty amazing, though. So this will be the inaugural PE class then.
It is. And what's exciting about it in here is there's a lot of units that I want to do that I haven't been able to. So
like what?
Badminton and a really big basketball unit and bowling and speedminton, and so it's going to be exciting this winter. I'm more excited probably than the kids.
Yeah, no, it is pretty awesome. What were your first impressions when you walked in?
Amazed. The wood floors came out incredible. The logo's amazing.
Yeah, what about the logo? Like, how was that designed? Do you know who designed it? Do you know anything behind that?
Yeah, the principal, Miss Lumley, really had a big input on what she wanted, and
because you guys are the Phoenix.
The Phoenix, correct.
That's right.
And Fearless, which our students are. So it looks spectacular.
That's pretty awesome. And basketball games, right? Do you guys have a women's basketball here too?
Yeah, we have both. Yeah, boys and girls.
Yeah,
and what's great about that is that they can practice here now.
Yeah, they can practice and play. It's just like a regular school, right?
In the past, there was challenges finding places to practice and times to practice, and now they're here in the morning or after school, and we can hold events here. So it's really going to be a big impact.
The performance stage. We talked to Miss Lumley about that. That's pretty cool too. Very nice size, very with lighting rings on it and stuff, and it's pretty impressive.
It is.
Yeah, pretty awesome, man. Well, that's great. Thank you guys for coming on. I know you got a class coming on in 5 minutes. I know you got students in your classroom right now. We've heard, and thank you for coming on, and congratulations.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, folks, for watching us today. I want to thank Christina and Adrian for making this possible, for being behind the scenes. I also want to thank Andy Manzanares for putting this together with Miss Lumley and making sure that we were able to come in here and get the first look at this brand new facility at ATC. Folks, I want to thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Adios.